citizen hearing disclosure at the National Press Club. My name is Major Lori Rayfelt, and I currently am living in Roanoke, Virginia. I was actually contemplating, thinking about, since I'm not that far, taking a drive up that way and sharing my own testimony. Back in I think it was about 2000, somewhere in there. Yeah, I participated with Stephen Greer. I was a participant and was going to actually attend the National Press Club and talk about what I had experienced while I was over at RAF Bentwaters, RAF Woodbridge. Over the past 10 years, 13 years actually, I've been working hard at trying to get my UFO sighting noted as a significant piece of the puzzle with the Rendlesham Forest incident. Mine is the Eastgate incident. And what was written back then, at the time I was a captain in October of 2000, what I said is that I had enlisted in the Air Force in 1977, and then went into basic training in January 1978. I was given my first assignment was at RAF Bentwaters. I was stationed, I was a member of the 81st Security Police Squadron working in law enforcement. I started out my first year there, I was in B Flight, and from there I moved on to D Flight. B Flight and D Flight were actually working swings and mid, so we worked the night shift hours. Well, what happened was that in February of 1980, this is several months, about 8 months before the actual sighting that was seen in December, at the end of December of 1980. This is what I wrote. I was on patrol at the time, and a colleague of mine, Airman Keith Duffield, we were both Airman First Class at the time, which is E3. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, 0300 hours, and it was a clear night. What happened was that we had to check to see if the back gate was the gate was locked, and so we drove up to it, pointing. We were actually positioning ourselves off base. We at that point moved to where the gate check was and parked beside the gate check, still looking off base, where we saw an aircraft approaching. The aircraft looked like a C-130. It stopped at the end of the about a football field length away from the end of the runway. The lights on the runway never went on, which was surprising. And then it made geometric movements. It moved about 20 feet up high, 20 feet down, 20 feet left, 20 feet right, and broke into 3 pieces and flew up across the runway into the night sky. We reported it to the our desk sergeant at the time, Adam Cohen, and so it was reported. We were told to proceed to the air tower and see if they saw anything. They did not. Technology back then wasn't as good as it probably is now. It didn't make any sound. It was just something that we were never able to determine what it was, but it did fly across the runway, so I did have to report it whether I wanted to or not. The reason for this video is to let them know that after this happened, it happened again in December of 1980. The credibility of the witnesses there, being the deputy base commander and several high-ranking individuals, the reason that I think it's important to talk about the February 1980 sighting is that it happened roughly in the same area, and I believe is a piece of the puzzle to what was going on over there at at Bentwaters and at Woodbridge. There was a lot of bad vibration in the air. There was something wasn't right about the place. It was very, very warped, the atmosphere at RAF Bentwaters, Woodbridge. There was a lot of extreme behavior. It was not an easy assignment. I left there feeling as if I'd spent my first 2 years in the military in a war zone, and but I want to know what I saw. I regret that I did not attend a National Press Club with Stephen Greer's The Disclosure Project, mainly because it took a lot of courage for the folks to stand up and share what they had seen. I like my colleagues, John Burroughs and Jim Peniston, who will be talking today. I want justice. I was a member of the 81st Security Police Squadron. I experienced very similar to what they had experienced. I want justice. I want the truth. I want to know what I saw, what I experienced the whole time I was there. It wasn't just that sighting. I have my concerns. I have my questions. I know something did happen there. I don't know if it was Philadelphia Experiment or Manhattan Project. But I respect those who stand up today and talk to the members of the press to share with them that it takes a lot of courage for people to take the road less traveled and to tell the truth and to share the truth, and just be kind. Just be kind to the people out there that are courageous enough to tell you what they saw and what they didn't understand they saw. In some cases, some of us we have things happening to us every day that keeps reminding us of our time at Bentwaters. Comes up in our dreams, our nightmares, and it's a form of post-traumatic stress disorder. I wish I could say something positive about my experience at Bentwaters and Woodbridge. England was wonderful. Bentwaters, there was a cloud over the place. So that's what I want to do, is I want to share that. Feel free if you want to use this video. Just to let you know that Keith Duffield and I did see a UFO. We did report it to the desk sergeant. It was put into the report, into the blotter. We did have to investigate it. It did not make any noise, although the air tower speculated it sounded, he thought it was afterburners from a British airplane. It wasn't, because there's a sonic boom that goes with that. And I appreciate that I had the opportunity again to be a part of the Disclosure Project and to be in several different books, and also having my website, and those courageous enough to participate in this with the Rendlesham Lone Ranger UFO site Facebook page. There are a lot of people out there that just want to know the truth, and we deserve it. Whether you're part of that or part of the justice page that John and Jim participate in. I don't know why, but I am really still curious to know why why Jim and John don't want to include the UFO sighting that I had seen with Keith Duffield. I think all the pieces, if you start putting all the pieces together, you'll actually get a clearer story. Thank you for your time.